and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jessica Lempin and I am one of the founders of Photo Art Pavilion and a fellow art photographer. You've joined us today for the J&J Marketing Cafe session, and I'm so glad you're here with us. Since you're here with us live, we'll leave time at the end to answer your questions. Feel free to drop them in the chat below or save them for later, and we'll have a quick discussion on those questions that you have. I'll also be joined with my business partner, Joanne Henig, and fellow founder. Hi, Joanne. I'll have her come in at the end to fill in anything that I may have missed or to share additional insight. Joanne doesn't know where I'm going with today's chat, so it's kind of fun and it's a fun surprise for everyone. All right, moving on. Today's webinar is all about from artist to entrepreneur, shifting your mindset. I mean, that's a huge idea in itself on how to be able to think about your art in a different way. So you're here with us today. You obviously have that love of photography. You've probably spent countless hours perfecting your craft, chasing beautiful light, learning new shooting, editing techniques, capturing moments that speak to your soul. Then what, right? So, but before we get into it all, loving your art is not the same as building a sustainable art business. Today, we're going to explore how to shift from an artist to an artpreneur, what that means, what it takes, but most importantly, how you can begin the shift today in small, meaningful actions. So part one, the big shift, from creator to CEO of your art. Let's begin with this question. What do you want to be well known for? Being a well-paid photographer, being really good at your craft, or just really good at taking pictures? There are little differences in each one. The differences are that amazing photographers usually remain unknown, underpaid, and undervalued, not because of the lack of talent, but because they never made that mindset shift from hobbyist to artist to business owner. Not everyone wants to be in the same boat. I totally understand that. But we're here to give you the different insights on how to hit the goals that you want in your art or with your art. So a basic, or not basic, but a traditional artist will ask, what do I feel like creating today? Whereas an entrepreneur may ask themselves, what do I want to create today? And how do I connect it to an audience who values and buys my art, right? That's a little bit different. So you're still creating for you, but in the end, you also have that mindset as to who's going to own that art, who's going to cherish that work, put it on their wall, and love it the way that you love it, right? So this is definitely just little shifts that make your art even better. So this doesn't mean selling out or becoming a marketing machine. It means treating your art like a business. It means setting your goals, tracking your progress, showing up consistently, and yes, learning the not so glamorous parts like pricing, branding, networking in person and online, right? Social media is a way of networking. So I do have a little comparison story. So again, I love this phrase. Being an artpreneur isn't about being the best. It's about being visible, consistent, and intentional. We all have the same goals that we want to be able to have. All right, so before we jump into part two, my comparison story, we're going to compare Sarah and Tom's journeys. They both love photography. They're both really good at it, but one is doing better than the other as far as selling prints and getting the exposure. So there's Sarah and Tom. They're both very talented. They both shoot landscapes, enter roughly the same competitions, but over time, noticed that Tom started getting invited to other shows, started selling more prints, and his Instagram is growing and he's getting featured. So Sarah wonders, what was she doing that what was she doing that he's not, and vice versa. Well, while Sarah was focusing purely on creating, Tom is doing a few extra things consistently. He's writing his blog post. He's able to talk about his images, share the behind the scenes stories about the work and what's going on, right? Stories sell art. It goes hand in hand. And also he is building his email list he's able to reach his top fans right away, anytime he has new work and so on. He joined an online platform. He has the ability to sell. I mean, granted, we all have our different path that we're in right now, but he gives the ability for people to purchase the art in a nice, clean way and is able to promote his work on social media regularly. But here's the twist. Sarah is actually more skilled technically, but Tom is building a business. Being an entrepreneur isn't about being the best. It's about being visible, consistent, and intentional. So because Tom has gone above and beyond what Sarah was doing, he was able to get his work out there and seen a bit more than she has. And every time you post, every time you do anything, it opens up opportunities that you don't know are going to happen, right? You always have to be open for those opportunities. That's the fun part in life. But all right, so now that's Sarah and Tom. So now let's get into it. Part 2 is all about mindset matters. Think like an entrepreneur. Here are 3 core mind shifts to embrace right now. 1, from perfection to progress. Artists often wait until everything is perfect. Your portfolio, making sure that your info is right, just making sure the art is top notch. But honestly, if you're always going to wait, you're not going to be able to get out there. You're never going to be able to take that foot forward and get automatic feedback too. Entrepreneurs launch and improve along the way. Action builds clarity. It's kind of interesting, right? Action builds clarity. I like that. All right. You don't need a perfect brand to start, just a consistent tone. Be you. Talk about your art. Talk about your experiences. People connect with people. People invest in people. So you just have to do your part in being able to allow your 3 F's, family, friends, and fans, to connect with you. Action tip 1, the first action tip. Publish your online gallery, even if it's just 10 images, right? Or if you're already established, use what you have or upload those images that you've been holding on to because they're not 100% ready yet. You might be surprised. You're 90% ready, 80% ready, whatever it is, might spark something in someone else that they're interested in wanting to invest in. You never know. Number 2, from I hope someone sees my work to I will show my work. Entrepreneurs don't wait for a gallery call or exhibit invite. They're being proactive. They create the opportunities, they pitch, they show up. Visibility equals opportunity. Every blog post, every social media post, every exhibit you join in, and every email you send out is a way for somebody to respond to you, to connect with you, to ask you questions about your work. So action tip number 2, start an email list. Even if it's 5 people, start practicing your voice in those emails. You have a list already, no problem. Try to figure out a way to increase your visibility. Make sure you're sending out those emails. Take those steps, be consistent across the board. And it doesn't mean like spam your email list. It's more so, if you wanted to be more of a monthly emailer, then make sure that you're already thinking about the month ahead. Be proactive in your work and what you're putting out there. All right. Action tip number 3, we'll get there. From feeling pushy to feeling purposeful about selling. If your art brings beauty, calm, or meaning to someone's home, it's not selfish to sell it, right? I know a lot of people have that hindrance of finding the right value for their work, but it's all about that love, that joy, and so on that you put into your work that people are investing in. So make sure that your pricing is sound. Make sure that you are ready to have your artwork produced however the consumer is looking for. Give them the examples. I know PhotoArtpavilion, we provide a fantastic way for people to see the images in different mediums, to be able to see that within their home, right? You got to give them the ability to visualize it. And I think that is huge. All right, so moving forward. Number 2, well, 2, part of 3, you'll see. You're not asking for money, you're offering the value in exchange. I know I talk to people who are still hesitant with selling their work, but that's okay. We're all in different journeys, in different parts of our journeys. Now it's all about getting that work out there and making it easy for people to be able to make that buy. but you got to be consistent with how you're getting that motion. All right, so now action tip number 3, write down 3 reasons someone would want to purchase your art and have it in their space. Kind of changes your mindset, right? So now you're understanding your consumers. Use that in your next product description or social media post. You need ideas for your blogging? Go to Google, find out what's trending, see what art works in your trending, right? It's all about the ideas. It's all about your conversations that you're looking to have with those people that are investing in you. Create the email, create the blog post, create your social media that feeds your blog. All right. Beginning an entrepreneur isn't about being the best. It's about being visible, consistent, and intentional. Now we're jumping into part 3. Nitty-gritty numbers, turning passion into profit. Let's talk numbers, because mindset is powerful, but strategy seals the deal. Did you know the average art buyer in the US is over 45 years old? That's a great demographic right there. Anyone over 45, they're looking to invest in real art, not disposable art. They have disposable income and interest in local original artwork. Are you marketing in your own backyard? Are you talking to the people? Are you talking to your neighbors in your social media posts? Are you highlighting the local go-to vacation spots or go-to spots that everyone hangs out in? Make sure you have those conversations online, being able to share that work with your local network. Photography prints priced between $200 and $600 sell consistently online when marked with a story and emotion. That's kind of interesting, right? So photography can sell for $200 to $600, which Joanne and I, we know this, but being able to have this discussion with you, you put your story behind it, you put your emotions behind it, and now you have a full package. It's kind of interesting. If you go through your art and you find maybe the top 2 pieces that you really would want to focus on, you have great stories behind them, create the blog post. You never know what is going to happen. And I always say, for anyone who's not familiar with the conversations with blog posts, in a social media world, blog posts are top because it's a website page, meaning that that has longevity in the Google world, in the search engine world. Social media posts are a matter of seconds, whereas your blog is going to have more stickiness to it. So that's why it's always about blogging. I love blogs. Okay, moving on. Artists with an email list grow their sales 3 times faster than ones without. And again, we all got started the same way. You get started, you put it up there, you try to get family and friends involved, and then from there, it's all of a sudden your fans. Your fans are starting to grow that email list with you. And as you're working through it, you're also practicing your voice. Now imagine you're able to grow your art business 3 times faster just by implementing that. That's fantastic. All right, you don't need 1 million followers, you just need a strategy and to be consistent. All right, let's see, the last little bit here, action tips. One online home base for your store portfolio, meaning website. Where are you bringing your people to? Photo Art Pavilion, we provide such a great platform for art photographers of all levels to be able to just professionally display and showcase their art. If you're not doing that, I don't know, you got to figure it out. But we're here to help if you need help. All right. 2, make sure you have a clear offer. With Photo Art Pavilion in your platform, you're able to create your coupons. Make sure that you're running seasonal ads, seasonal art sales for your art. You never know. There might be somebody who loves your art, but their price point might be just a little bit lower. Create that enticing offer. Make them jump. All right, number 3, one place to grow your community, right? So Instagram, Facebook, and so on. Choose your primary home base as far as your community, and make sure you're doing whatever you can in that world to be able to connect with people. And then from there, any other platforms that you're using. It's always good to be prominent in one versus the other. All right, part 4, the last part, 4 parts for today. Small goals, big wins. Let's zoom out. Your big goal might be sell X amount of prints per year, get your work into multiple galleries within 6 months, grow your mailing list by X%. These are all really great goals to implement. Give yourself some time though, maybe 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. You all have to start somewhere, right? So how are you going to be accountable for showing the growth and creating those goals? It's all about creating those small wins. So maybe it's sell a print next month. How are you going to do that? Maybe you want to get your work into certain galleries, locally, online, whatever it is. Set that goal. And then your mailing list. What actions are you going to be able to take to be able to get people to join? Don't have a mailing list yet? Start one. There's so many different options out there just to get started. And then from there, it's all about the different conversations you have. And get those emails into that list. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Love Maria Folio. I know Joanne follows her as well. Great entrepreneur and such great insights on business. But how can you do that for yourself? How can you show up for yourself? Gave you a bunch of different ideas there. All right, so that was today's chat. I do want to share with you that as far as exhibits, what we were just talking about, we do have an open call going on now. It ends August 29th for Life on the Streets. If you're a street photographer, fantastic. If you're not, take it as a challenge. Go out there and see what you have in your own backyard as far as being able to go out and see your own network, your own area, and then also like how can you photograph it and enter into the competition or not, just be inspired. Go out and shoot something different, right? That's always fun. It's always fun to try something new. From there, if anyone is not part of Photo Art Pavilion, you're curious, you want to know more, you can join us in just a little bit. We have a webinar going on. You can go to photoartpavilion.com/webinar if you wanted to get signed up and to join us. And psychic. All right, so we just talked a whole bunch about marketing. If you feel you need help, we are here to help. We also offer our psychic marketing agency where we're able to help you with the production of your email, getting your email set up, social media posts, and also a SEO written blog. Need extra help? We're here. You can go to photoartpavilion.com/psychic to get more information there. And that is it with today and today's session for our J&J Marketing Cafe. Joanne, I know I just went through a whole bunch of stuff. If you would like to jump on in and share any insights or anything about our to-dos that we have at the end, it's all good. I hope you guys got a little bit something extra out of it.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. I thought that was informative. I love the commentary about the mindset shift, having the ability to look at yourself as more than an artist or hobbyist, I should say. Most photographers, most art photographers, they consider themselves to be more of a hobbyist than an actual business person. So having that mindset shift, I think, is kind of critical in moving your artwork forward beyond just posting images of your work day in and day out. You have to have a little bit more meat and potatoes, I guess, behind what it is that you're doing. You don't want to be just mindless about posting artwork on your social media feeds. You want to be a little bit controlled in what it is that you're doing. Jessica, putting together that the demographic, I think, is a good thing for all of you artists that are on this meeting today. Knowing who your target audience is, we've talked about this in the past many times. Knowing your target audience, knowing what their purse is able to spend, I think, is a very important thing. So if you're pricing your artwork in that, I would say typically between $75 for a single print, and then going up into something, whether it be matted, framed, or an acrylic, or something a little bit bigger than that, you could start to work into that marketing area. Consistency, absolutely. If we haven't said this enough, we're being consistent, and we're saying it again. Be consistent with what it is that you're doing. I, for one, have a calendar. I've mentioned this in the past where I will have days of the week that I have blocked off on my calendar as if I had a dentist appointment or something else. And it's get this done. And it's on my calendar, it's for that day, and it's something that I must check off before I move on to something else. That I'm easily distracted, as you could probably imagine. Being one of the owners here at Photo Art Pavilion, my mind and brain and my computer is always taking me down a journey that I may not be ready for, but having things on my calendar that I must check off, I must be consistent with is very, very important to me. Another thing you mentioned, Jessica, is not to wait. Like, don't wait. Many of you have reached out to me and Jessica, I'm sure, regarding the Sidekick program. And you kind of get stuck and you say, well, I don't have an email list. I don't have enough people on my email list. Um, one, two, three, five, whatever. We all have family, friends. Hold on to the fans for a second. Let's just start with family and friends. If you add those folks with their permission or add them to your email list, without their permission. And if they want to opt out, they can simply do that. But now you've got this beginning of another set of tools that you're going to utilize in your art marketing journey. So if you really want to be an entrepreneur, you have to have all these tools in your tool bag. You have to be able to do the social media. You have to be able to write those blog posts. You have to be able to send out an email marketing newsletter. I'm not saying you have to do it once a week. Some of these things are monthly or even quarterly, but the idea is to do it. And of course, the email is the most powerful because you're directly into somebody's inbox. And when you are in somebody's inbox, they are going to become familiar with what it is that you're sending. Be consistent in that vein as well with the header on your email. Always have your logo up top. Always have your contact information either down below, whether it be telephone, your email address, etc. All that information being consistent, and then everything else goes in the middle between the header and the footer. And go out and focus on your local market. Jessica landed that idea as well. Most of us are out and about photographing our local areas, and homeowners and shopkeepers in our local areas are always looking for local art. We run across it all the time. So I would look into, you know, creating that portfolio. Yeah, you want to be diverse, absolutely. But I would also be looking at having that portfolio. If it is local centric, then that's how you want to try to drive your email list or your marketing on social media. Because, for instance, Jessica and I are located on Long Island in New York. When I do some of my social media posts or even my direct email campaigns, I'm using hashtags that are for my local market because those art pieces speak to that. I just got back, not just, but fairly recently from Alaska. When I'm posting imagery from there, I'm hashtagging Alaska. So be open and be mindful of how you're approaching these little things that need to be done on a consistent basis. Not much that I'm talking to you about has changed, but what Jessica is saying is very clear to me. The mindset. Be mindful that you are a business owner. You might be retired. That's fine, but you're still a business owner and you still have to take control of what it is that you're doing with your art. And that's primarily my 2 cents.
Fantastic, Joanne. Thank you. And like the other thing too, which while you were talking came to mind, as photographers, and online, I'm sure you have someone that you love their work, you love what they're doing, you're inspired by them. It's another fellow art photographer. They have an email list, sign up for it, support them, and also learn how they're marketing themselves, right? If you are aligning yourself with that type of artist, see what they're doing in their business. It doesn't hurt. It gives you more insight and more information, and it gives you a way to be a little bit more inspired. The other thing too, when you create your emails, show your face. right? You don't have a logo, show your face, do a headshot, throw that in there. Use that as your logo. People connect with people. The other thing too is, oh goodness, it came, it left. Hold on a second. The ability to be real with your audience is always huge. And to be able to show your personality in your writing, your voice, and so on is always going to intrigue people to read on and to learn more. You don't want to write, create the videos, chat. You know, you can definitely, with technology these days on your phone, you're more than capable of creating a 20-second video. Hey, I was just in so and so the location and I came up with these images. And then you can, you know, show those images in that post or in that video. So there's so many different options for you to be able to have a conversation today in the digital world. And having that mindset, if you're looking to sell your work, then you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, and you got to make that shift to get the results that you are seeking. So
in the chat, I put a couple of housekeeping things there. Some of the things that you mentioned, Jessica. We, Photo Art Pavilion, have a Substack presence. That's the right word. And in the Substack, we do put out our weekly summary of what's going on at Photo Art Pavilion. Some of it becomes a little redundant because we do a lot of the same things over and over again. Again, consistency is key. The other thing I put in there, I would love for you guys, first of all, to follow us over on Substack. It's a great platform. Our new email marketing newsletter will be going out this week. Jessica's already formulated that. I would suggest any of you who are members of Photo Art Pavilion and are getting that marketing newsletter, I'm going to tell you what I do with it. I take it, I put it on my desktop, and I open it up, and I make it really kind of small, put it in the corner, and it's week by week by week, tells me what it is that I should be doing. But it's an idea, it's a prompt, it's an action plan for marketing for me. Yeah, I make mistakes and I miss, you know, certain action things that I need to get done. But at the same token, I have that on my desktop, and I look at it and I know that it's moving me forward. It's my action plan. So anyone who's a member of Photo Art Pavilion, you do receive that marketing newsletter. You'll get it before the week is out. Leave it on your desktop, print it out, whatever, and make use of it, because those little ideas add to the consistency element and the entrepreneur element that Jessica highlighted today.
So before we close out and before we jump into the Q&A session, I just wanted to share too that next month, my focus is going to be on the holidays. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be fun. Already thinking ahead. Excellent. All right. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a great day. Get out there and be consistent.